My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arahir Galadirthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as canned. But what are you looking at the moment, I hear you cry? Well, for the first time, I think, in my memory, the middle of the screen situation has occurred. You will note from the bottom right-hand corner of the screen that the time is 27 minutes past 8 on the 4th of March 2019, because I'm British and we use the correct dating system. But in the middle, you will see there that we are currently, or at that time, which was yesterday, the most popular mod on Mod DB out of a total of 38,205 mods. That is phenomenal. I believe to this point, the mod has been released for 2 days and we are closing in on 5,500 downloads. Which is just incredible, let's be honest. For a mod of a game that is 13 years old, we are absolutely smashing it, if I do say so myself. So I wanted to just show you that, because I thought that was cool. But anyway, let's now go back and crack on with our canned campaign. And here we are, back in canned. So, a couple of things to note. First and foremost, I want to make this first very clear. El Monstero is the creator of the music submod, or the music overhaul that is now released with version 3. I've seen so much praise heaped on the mod for the music, and of course we have to tell you that whilst El Monstero's contribution is amazing, he isn't actually currently one of the mod team members, and I want to make sure that credit goes to him. So, the music has all been gathered together by El Monstero. He also gathered the loading screens. So thank him for that. And in the last episode, you'll note I gave credit and I thought it was the messages were very, very cool. That I was reading about the Blue Wizard script and I was saying that they are really well written and I really like them. And it is Lord of Links who wrote those, who is one of our chief testers. In fact, El Monstero and Lord of Links are our two kind of main and chief testers, if you will, with Matt's up there as well, who created the UI icon. So you can see that whilst these people aren't necessarily what we would consider core team members, for want of a much better word, it's rather crude, but they have helped us to no end and have been excellent testers. And it could be said they are essentially part of the team, whilst just not having the official title. The other thing, of course, I have to deal with, although I think we're at an end turn, so I might just do that while I ramble on. The other point to note, we are in end turn, yeah. I, of course, at the end of the first episode did say, let me know what you think about skipping the next 30 odd turns, because all I'm going to be doing is building buildings. And I'll admit that as soon as I then actually suggested that, I thought to myself, no, that's a bloody brilliant idea. Why bother recording just 30 turns of me doing nothing? I would have to really rack my brains for things to actually talk about. I just didn't want to have to go through that, to be honest. I'd rather have just cut to now where we have actual things going on. So foolishly, I should never really have offered that up as a faction, as a kind of a choice. I should well have just... we are going to withdraw. I should well have just skipped it and said nothing of it. But of course, many people said I should not skip, and then I did anyway. So that's led to a little bit of backlash. But I don't think if you really search your souls, that you're actually that bothered that I skipped it, let's be honest. I mean, it was just me building mines. Anyway, let's try and actually salvage this campaign. As you'll note, we're deep in debt, and our armies, however, though, are actually doing very, very well. But this is the core battle. This is the crux. Now, I would ideally like to run away, and I should actually have gone into the battle and ran away, because that would have been a better way to do it. But without Ancanter to lead them, I think we stand a much better chance. So I'm going to damn well give it a go. So let's smash the buggers. Now, a lot of people have suggested I should not have moved the garrisons out of the towns, but I really cannot see how, having now seen the armies that siege our cities, none of my towns had a garrison that would have held any of those off. Absolutely no way. So I think personally pulling my garrisons out, forming one large reclamation army was actually the best way to do it. So that's my standpoint and my stance, and I shan't change it. But each to their own, of course. But I think personally pulling the armies out was the best and most salvageable way to win the campaign. Or at least to get to a point where we might have a hope of winning the campaign. Of course, we are only at the entrance, the precipice of our doom/demise. There's a lot to do before we get to the actual end, and I've just seen this hill here, which I think is going to be our perfect spot to have our archers. Oh, look, you can't even line up on that bit. It's so steep. Now, Iron Fist hammers, indeed. Palando, or Alatar, whichever one we are now, does not have Blacklock crossbowmen, so we don't have as many archers this time. And of course, this time we're going to try not to use our Ushisha to ride to their doom. We'll actually try and use them properly. Although, I mean, when they were first put into the mod, they were absolute monsters. Their crossbows were body-piercing, to put it into perspective. That's how good they were. Of course, they aren't anymore, but they were then. Right, no, that's an awful place for the crossbows. We want, actually, to use the steep hill for our melee. We want that sweet, sweet hill bonus. And we're not going to be able to go with a conventional line, so we'll try and line them out different. It's very strange seeing the dwarves carrying a... Oh, they do have their own Oricani banner. Hummingbird, you absolute legend. Now, if you're wondering why I just cancelled the siege on the city, by the way, and tried to flee, it is because of Hummingbird. Hummingbird has played the canned campaign perhaps more than anyone, actually. But it's certainly, if there are others who may well have that claim, but he's certainly played it an awful lot. And he suggested that I should not attack Ankanta's army with only one of the dwarven reinforcing armies. I should get them both. So I was trying to pull Alantar back to meet Palando, or the other way around perhaps, and go from there, but it was not to be. So... Right, we've got flanking units on the sides, and we will then put the crossbows. Well, crossbows ideally we want to flank with and shoot the enemy in the back. Crossbows are so tricky to use, personally, behind your own line. They're so much worse than archers. I can't get them to stand almost anywhere. Goodness. Why won't you stand there? Oh, they will do when I move them in a moment. There we go. The catapult's still on the peak of the hill. So you fellows are going to go left. The Oricani, the Blacklock are going to go right. We will use these as raiders and get those on the edge as well. Now they have got a lot of pikemen, halberdiers. So we have to watch out for that. They move into position? Yes. Tighten up, dwarves! Catapult, I want you to fire as soon as possible. They attacked us, so they better start getting a move on. They have trolls. I didn't remember them having trolls. Oh, troll catapults, of course. Oh, bugger, which they are sending out to meet us. And are already firing. Damn. Catapults, I can't help but notice that you're in range and not firing. Jesus, we are getting smashed by those troll catapults. Nice strike there, though. Go for the temple marksman. Oh, they really are smashing us. Bugger. Send the Ashishi around the side. You guys flank around. You get ready to charge. You're going to be needed. Here we are. Start dropping on them. Come on, be a good one. Oh, that'll do. Where's the second one? There he goes. Their troll catapult should hopefully cease once we start. Once melee is joined. Don't let yourselves get caught up there. Form a wider line. This side's going to have to flank in and support. Move yourselves around. Oh, they're really going bizarrely for you guys charging to them, then hit them. That's because they want the general, don't they? Of course. What on earth has gone on there? And how... Since when are troll catapults so damned accurate? Oh, Alatar's under attack. Go for it, ladies. Do you have anything else on that flank? No. Alright, you go. In fact, the entire army come out of defensive mode.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace! We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
Our army is getting decimated by siege of all bloody things. Our archers are getting sliced apart there, and our... What's happening with our chariots? Who can say? The left-hand side is getting battered. Why aren't you in an actual position that I want you to be in? I don't know what's happening over there. Their entire army is like looping round to the left. That is bizarre. That is so strange. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to flank? Or are they running away? I don't know what's happening. They're forming like a line. Oh, we might get a bit of an advantage from the AI stupidity here if we're lucky. Where's our Wind Riders? Charge back into them. Let me just turn my headset up a bit. Spears ready. Well, the shield wall probably does absolutely nothing against Great Beast. That was a bit stupid, really. And what's happening over there? What is the stats? We're killing more of them than they are of us.
Badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Charge again. Pick up the catapults. You guys aren't doing anything. Charge down and assist. Bring the spearmen back around. Run up the hill. Where are the Wind Riders? Wind Riders, new plan. The one who kills the... No. Sorry, I say that so much. Go on, kill at least one of them. Yes! Direct hit, you jammy sods. Nice! Give me more of this. Get the cavalry up the hill. There's any halberds.
General lies dead. Pray our warriors' hearts fill with thirst for vengeance. And
Alatar is dead. We've lost a blue wizard already. We've only had them for a turn. What on earth just killed you as well? You're like right out on the edge. Like 5 temp Sauron's will. I hate how absolutely randomly unlucky we're getting with that. Like, that is his entire bodyguard unit. There are still 83 of them. And he was on the left. And there are 5 Sauron's will over there. 5 that managed to kill him. And we've lost Alatar already.
we have lost half of our men.
And now it's going to swing around to their favour, of course, because we've just lost a general. These great beasts are doing wonders at smashing us as well, aren't they? Try and clear a bit of a space there. shouldn't go to times 6. Right, you fellows, hold your ground. We're about to throw grape shot on top of you. Danger close. Oh, what happened with those as well? I didn't use them at all. Nah, we're going to lose now, aren't we? We've killed a shed load of them. Oh, they're running amok. Oh, we are losing so many to... I hate Siege. How are Blacklock engineers running away? You're one of the dwarves' best units. Try and hit them before those get to you. Might be a bit too late. No, carry on. Wavering. Oh, I didn't use the cavalry either. No, it is over. And the trolls have finished now and in they come. Well, fight to the death, everyone. You've done well. Let's just charge them all at something and hope they do it. Leave it at times 6. We killed 80% of their army, which means Palando will be able to walk in and just mop them up. I feel as though if Alatar hadn't have died, we might have done a bit better.
One which is sweet, and the other is...
I'm really annoyed he died. I mean, I know there's this whole thing about me killing my generals all the time. I know that's a thing. And but in this instance, I feel like the game has absolutely shafted me and given them such a lucky kill of Alatar. I really wanted to have both of them for a long time. I don't care about any of the Candice generals. Alatar and Palando are totally unique. And I'm disappointed that we have lost them. And I also get constantly disappointed at my own performance. I didn't use my Wind Riders like at all. And I also did not use the Blacklock crossbowmen really either. Now, of course, that pretty much is it for Mordor in their incursion into our lands, though. So, and Palando will come down and mop them up with no trouble now. But it's disappointing, of course, that my actions have led to the death. Oh, I ended right at war with Bree and Dunland. And Dale and Eastlings of Rune. That's good, perfect timing. That means Rune won't bother with us.
I'm honored to serve.
Right, you take Oibamari.
Noble one.
What's actually in there? Warlord's Guard and Warlord's Cataphracts. I don't want to leave too much behind, to be honest, so... I'd quite like you to push down to Sturlutza. Oh, hang on! Ah, totally forgot about those in the fort. Yes! Kemek, you beautiful little bugger, you!
Yes, noble master. Yes.
Alright, they're returning to... Ah, why am I doing that? They can't actually do anything. Why have I returned them to there? That doesn't really make any sense. Head back north and bring Chelkar in to heal. Leave behind them and 65 of them maybe. Oh, you can't move yet. That's alright. We'll move you on the next 10. Now they won't obviously be able to beat that. But if Palando passes Amukan and goes straight for Sturlutza, you've got enough to take Amukan. Yes, by all means, go right past the enemy, you stupid idiots. Right, that'll be Amukan and Oibamari back relatively quickly. We'll probably attack Oibamari, to be honest. Please tell me you've held to... Oh, Dol Amroth, you've been ousted. You're not doing very well, friends. Corandash will fall in a turn unless they attack me, which I don't think they will.
Yes,
of course, the death of our army, apparently the complete and utter annihilation of our army, they didn't even retreat, means we get a little bit more money each turn. Now it's just whether or not Mordor siphon any more troops off to support, and we'll know as soon as we retake Oibamari because we'll have sight range again. I don't think it'll be too difficult to take back our existing lands. And Kanta came for himself. Yes, you fool. Oh, he has Temple Knights though, so not so much of a fool as much as great decision there, friend. They've also trained some mercenaries, interestingly. Alright, Ankanta.
Swiftly or slowly, I care not.
Ankantar. we can just give him the runaround for a while, shoot arrows at him. That's the plan. Right, nice and wide formations so that you, if he does punch into your line, it doesn't affect you too much. You guys do go wide over there, and you are going to be our main keep Ankanter busy party. Run right in there. Let's start on the bugger. As soon as you can, draw him away from the rest of our troops. Oh, he's already lost 2. Yes, chase me down. Chase me down. Don't fire at will. Come on. There's no way Temple Knights are faster than you. Your men have canned. I'm not paying attention to the other side. What's happening over there? We're being attacked. Pull out. Pull out. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running and shooting. Running and shooting. Oh, that's so stupid idiot. I turned them off fire at will. They won't run and shoot if they're not on fire at will they? Now you fellas are just going to have to fend for yourselves. What were they? Fire run mercs. Get through that gap. No, you're never going to do that. Go that way. Need you to charge those sellswords in the back. Can't focus on both at once. I don't have the tolerance for that micromanagement.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace. We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
They're doing alright though, they're getting some. And the far run mercs have been so far cut off. We are giving them a little run around over here, aren't we? It's very, very amusing. How many are left? 38. Those sellswords aren't taking much damage though, are they? They're just laughing off those shots. Those cavalry charges. No, you just shot one of your own men down, didn't you? We can always run away when the time is right. The only problem with waypoints is that they stop, you see. When they reach the waypoint, they take a break and work out where their next waypoint is, and it just ends in disaster, really.
Only half our force remains.
Don't withdraw through the middle of their armies, you absolute moron! Christ alive. Oh yeah, I'll run away. Oh, hang on, there's an entire battalion in my way. Should I run into them, or should I run around them? I'm not very sure. Perhaps, maybe, given that I've told you to flee, you should run around them. Let the archers die. It means nothing!
Death and defeat have come to sup at our table.
99 of them died though, that's at least something. As soon as Ankanter is no more, we will be able to reclaim our lands with no trouble. But then again, I feel foolish. I have no excuses, I'm just playing badly. I mean, yes, I've been at work for much longer than I normally would be today, and I'm recording this after a particularly lengthy day. But that shouldn't really be contributing. I'm still functioning as a human being, and that's a pathetic excuse really, just because I'm a bit tired. But I'm making poor decisions. I shouldn't have tried. I knew they were going to try and walk past Sturlatsakand. I shouldn't have let them walk past. That was such a moronic choice. The AI is handing me the victory on a plate by leaving Ankanter and the actual army separate, which is just the most stupidest thing they've ever done. And now Harad are actually desperately trying to get Korandaj. You're never going to win this, Harad. I don't understand this logic. Pull the army back. Go to another town where you'll have a chance of defending. Don't just throw their lives away just because you don't like me. It's just stupidity at the absolute extreme.
Good tidings such as these, does victory spring forth.
But here we go. Another test an almost entirely cavalry-based army. I'm not going to be able to control it very well. We do have a bit of a hill over here. We can use this. It's better than nothing, isn't it? It's flat plain. We've got quite a lot of archers. Group those up. Anything that actually stands on the ground? Candish Hunters, you're archers as well. So we've got a lot of archers. Hardly 2 units of ground troops. Goodness. 5 units of cavalry archers. 4 units of actual cavalry. Ah, you're Wind Riders of Khand. Ah, yes. Welcome to the fight, sir. And our pathetically small bodyguard battalions.
Show their cowardice. They bring in reinforcements.
I can deal with the reinforcements. I'm not worried about that. I don't know what types of reinforcements they are, but when they meet our hail of cavalry fire, they're not going to be pleased. Let's line these guys up a bit better though over here. We'll have the cavalry come directly from behind, actually. Wind Riders, you go left. You guys, you go right. Alright, our mounted archers are now raining, hopefully, hell down upon these Haradrim archers. Such that it should not be long before they are dead. I try not to pause it as well. Because I always think in the grand scheme of things, the human player has so many advantages.
They have lost half their men.
The being able to pause the battle is one step just too far. So I do try not to pause, I must confess. I don't always succeed at that, but I try to. But their reinforcements are just absolutely destroyed. They're not going to be a threat at all. I should not have left that on time 6. Stop firing. One man is not enough to waste the amount of arrows we just wasted on him.
We have cut off the serpent's head. The enemy general is slain. Let's see how these snakes fight without their head.
Our archers are all firing, yes? Light cavalry! Well, at the minute, I'm happy to just use our archers. If they're just going to oblige by standing still and taking the death.
We are winning the battle.
We are absolutely smashing this battle at the moment.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Is anyone chasing us down here? Southron Warband. Charge yourselves in. Get the general's bodyguard to go around the back. Mounted archers, you also go around the back. Pull the cavalry out. What are you guys doing, Southern archers?
Our foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
Should probably be it when everything arrives.
Our enemy
And it
before
is.
us like a herd of goats. Drive them from the battle. Great victories are like sweet nectar.
34!
Let us drink
Yes!
rare and glorious fruit.
Wind Riders of Khand took 126. Well done. So after all of that, with all of those archers, a melee unit actually ended up claiming the top spot. That's pretty good, isn't it? Something else I am going to tell you about version 3. Many people will dislike this, many probably will be indifferent, some will think it's a good idea, we think it's a good idea, but there are a couple of bugs. Namely, the town of Eastern Osgiliath. Until you upgrade it, it will crash your game. So try not to fight there. There is a bug fix for both of these bugs in the Discord. under the bug thread in a pinned message. You can download them, copy them into your game. They're save game compatible, no trouble. But anyway, so I should have sacked them or massacred them. So Eastern Osgiliath will crash your game until you upgrade it. Secondly, the troll unit, the unit that is now just called trolls. If you upgrade them at a blacksmith, which you should not be able to do, but if by whatever reason you manage to upgrade them through either if there's a scripted unit given to you or you're playing custom battle, they will be Silver Surfers. Unless you are Isengard. So Isengard's trolls have textures, everyone else is the Silver Surfers. Both of these bugs are fixed, as I say, in a message, in the bug thread on Discord. Oh, I really should have massacred the population because we can't upgrade it. That was so foolish. That was so foolish. An absolute waste of our army there. And here they come again. Right, we're leaving behind 18 of them. And 65 of them. And we're going to charge out and meet them. We want Shelkar back. Kizelkum can be mopped up by the dwarves, I think.
We close for battle. I will not waste words.
Kill Yaman as well. And ideally we need Corandash to rebel and then we can re-siege it and massacre them. That was such a silly decision. I've just noticed that Rune have come out of the woodwork for us. That's madness. Anyway, what we are going to do is rather than release a bug fix, we are going to simply repackage the installer with the fixes and merely replace it on ModDB/Mediafire. Because ModDB allows you to do that, and which is a really useful little feature. So the plan is to re-upload it and repackage it this weekend. So basically it's been a week of an actual little like public beta test, if you will, beta test. And then we will repackage it and re-upload it. So the reason some people would dislike this is because it means you will, come this weekend, if you want to have those bug fixes, have to reinstall. But given that if the last patch was anything to go by, it will be a full year before we release anything properly again. And ideally, it is better to have the most minimal number of downloads possible. So we don't want to release a second download. It's just the risk of problems rises and rises and rises. So we are just going to repackage it. So you've got a week of playing, and you can then, if the Silver Surfer Trolls doesn't bother you, then brilliant. Don't worry about it. And if you're nowhere near Eastern Osgiliath, then there is literally no reason. But so far, those are the only two real major bugs. So if you have no qualms, that's partially why we aren't really bothered about releasing a bug fix, because the bugs are so minuscule and so inoffensive that it doesn't seem worth releasing a bug fix. So instead, we will just sneakily replace the installer so that anybody who installs from this weekend onwards will then have the benefit of no bugs. And those of you who have already installed can carry on all of your campaigns, finish them when you want to finish them, and know that after that you can re-download if you want and have it bug-free, if you will. Personally, I think it's the best way to go about it because the bugs are so small. I am sure there will be many of you who will complain. And we'll just have to take that on the chin, really. But we think it's the best way. There will also, of course, be many of you who will not complain and agree it's a good idea because the bugs just aren't that important. They're not massive bugs. Also, because it won't be releasing any new content. So repackaging the installer is good because there won't be anything new added. It's just literally fixing these two minor little bugs, and they're both just little errors left over. The trolls is on myself. When I did the little coding to give Isengard the upgraded trolls, I foolishly didn't think about anywhere else in the game where trolls would be upgraded, because all of the other factions that can train trolls do not get a level 4 blacksmith, so they technically can't upgrade them. But if you capture a town that already has a level 4 blacksmith, then of course you can upgrade them. And also there's a couple of scripted armies that are given to various AI nations that have trolls in, and they have armor upgrades. And so there are just a couple of places where they have Silver Surfers. So at the minute, all we are simply going to do is make it so that any upgraded troll looks like Isengard's Trolls of the White Hand, which is of course a little jarring, I'm sure, but this is just the bug fix. We're just going to fix the bug, and then in future we'll polish better. I imagine what will probably happen is, if I strong-arm him into it, Hummingbird may well kind of create an alternative version of the upgraded troll, so for Isengard it looks like it should belong to Isengard, and for everyone else, it will look just as like an armoured upgraded troll. What's that at the back there? Ah, Arulad. Arulad. Arulad, come over here. Their fire arrows are firing away, but do remember that the fire arrows on the lower tier units are purely aesthetic. Fire arrows on the Loknarim are deadly and will do a lot of damage to you. They're not really sure what they want to do, are they? They're a bit all over the place. I do like the look of our step units. I like plain and simple looking units. I always have done. And I think these guys look excellent.
Victory is well within our grasp. In time our foe will
Form a
surely
line.
see this
A better
and
line.
lose heart.
Pull those nomads out. Daratai warriors. You hit those hunters. When you hit the hunters at the same time, you pull down. The dragon riders are going for us as well.
Only half the enemy force remains. Victory is well within our grasp. In time our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
I have banged on about it almost non-stop, but do remember, Marauders are rubbish units, really. They are absolute entry-level cavalry with no real danger or threat to anyone.
They run like children.
Yes, it's
Scour
over.
them from the field.
It's very annoying that if you select all missile units, Control M, if one of them has finished firing their arrows, like Group 2 has there, it then does not allow you to turn off the fire at will mode. It's really annoying. It looks like the Arulad riders got away. That's a shame.
The enemy must curse the day they
95,343.
fall. Let all the poets write of this most wondrous triumph.
Step Archers, 116. Well done, man. I think we're probably closing in on the end of this episode, but I want to get the blue wizard to Sturlutzer and besiege it before I do. But it is, of course, pancake day today, so I don't want to be late for dinner because I'm making the pancakes and I would like them. Otherwise, in version 3 kind of news, it's gone off relatively seamlessly, to be honest. There was, of course, the bug at the very beginning whereby DiSC users, if they selected the shortcut, their game would crash. They had to run it off the Third Age Total War shortcut, but I also sneakily fixed that last weekend as well. I didn't tell anyone. So about 5 hours after the installer went live, I re-uploaded a new version with the fix for that, because it seemed like a bit more of an important fix, and we were getting no end of comments about it. Apparently there are quite a lot of you still using the DiSC in 2019. I've seen someone suggest it's because the DiSC version is more stable, and that did just make me chuckle. If you've never played with the Steam version, how do you know the DiSC version is more stable? What's your empirical evidence? It did make me laugh. But, oh, they've abandoned Chelkar. So we can just sneak that back. Are we... No, we're not losing too much money. Now, we do need to attack Ghassan. We need to get rid of him. So I will be doing that in the next episode. But now, what I would like very much to do is move over and kill Ankanta. Caught you on your own, didn't we, you little bugger? I'm going to fight this one because I want to see him die. Unceremoniously in their abandoned and empty hills of Eastern Khand, Ankanta of Mordor shall die. He's been sent by Sauron to quell an uprising, and all he has achieved is his own death. Palando is here to claim revenge for Ankanta's death. No, he is Ankanta. Alatar. I did notice, though, that he's got some... he's stolen some of our cavalry. We don't want to put stakes down there because we've got our own cavalry. I mean, I just don't... Never like to risk it. Now, he's got so few units that I think just forming a line will work fine, to be honest. Get those guys to fire. You fire at will. Grape shot it. Let's see what they do. Now, remember, he is quite a good general. Go on. Give them hell. We attack them, so they're just going to stand there. Nice. Just give me 2 more hits like that. On the far run, Mercs, please.
We have cut off the serpent's head.
Yes! Yes! Sorry, that was so extremely over the top, but I'm so happy that that just happened. There he is. He took a small lump of rock to the face while slowly walking towards his enemy, and now how he regrets it. Now, turn yourselves to those horses over there. Are you the armor-piercing ones? Yes, you are. What an idiot.
Victory is well within our grasp.
Victory is not just within our grasp. It is inevitable.
And lose heart.
Oh, the far-run mercs ran before we got a chance to really hit them. Cowards. Are they running? Is everyone running? No. The last Black Numenorians stand. And they've gone up against Iron Fist hammers. Come on, lads, cut them down. Yes!
Victories are like sweet nectar. Come,
oh, sweet victory.
Of the most rare and glorious fruit.
The Dwarven Catapult took down 100 of the 300 odd that we killed. It's so overpowered when it can be used properly. And how bloody lucky was that kill? There I am moaning how unlucky we were with Alatar's death. And then Ankanta gets knocked off with a stray grape shot from the catapult. You just can't make this stuff up. But that is going to be where I end this episode. And this will be it for Can for... well, this isn't going to be it for Can. I'm going to carry on. But I mean, the next episode, that next video I do will be back to Angmar. And then, of course, it'll be interchanged between the two. Kill them all. Now, can you nip over to Sturlutza while the Orc army's outside? Let's see what Orthak does. The actual threat. Oh, you might as well bring him over as well.
We move.
Go around the side, see what they do. And then, as I say, we are going to move out of Korondaj. And we're going to attack Gassan. But what we're also going to do is let the city rebel, as I say. They hate us. We can't upgrade it anyway, so we're never going to get higher than that. So we should have wiped them all out. It was foolish not to have done. It'll be so long before they like us, and it'll give us nothing but grief. So we'll just kill them all. Let them rise up, and we'll kill them all. Where is the next town? Amrun over there, isn't it? Oh, blimey. Guzaimar himself is coming back.
Your corpse will be thrown. This will be
bugger. Oh my goodness.
I wonder what I will cut from.
We've got so much cavalry. No, just go back. We'll just sit inside and wait. We will sit inside and wait. And let them besiege us. Now, all of this fighting at the minute is just the beginning. Wait till the true battles when they actually send armies. Anyway, for now, that is it. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navarne den Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.